Hello, all you beautiful gamers out there. It is I, Jackie Legs.
And hashtag.
And toxic tea. Try the tea.
And today, we're actually launching a different part of the channel called 2-Bit Reviews. This is where we go over and we buy a super cheap game on the Switch that is really discounted. Be it 99%, 90%. I probably should have said 90% first, make it more dramatic, but that doesn't matter. We go buy these really cheap games and see if they're worth your time. See if they hold your interest. Did we play it for 15 minutes? Did we play it for a half hour? 45 minutes? An hour? Hours as long as we'll go, though. And whether or not we wanted to play after that. So, very exciting. But yes, the game we played was Kitty Kitty Pow Pow.
Kitty Pow Pow.
Kitty Pow Pow. And I cannot talk. I need potion.
Alright.
Seeking potion already.
To the start of a new review.
Beautiful review at that.
So we played a game called Kitty Kitty Pow Pow. This is a game you can find on your Switch, and I've seen it go on sale at least once. But here's the question. What is the game? What do you guys think? What is Kitty Kitty Pow Pow?
I think it's just a shooter arcade game where you're going back and forth trying to shoot little knights as a cat.
Basically, you're like this giant cat head, and the screen is pretty small. You don't move. There's not really any movement, but you move back and forth to the left and right of the screen, and you shoot lasers out of your eyes and destroy these things that are trying to attack this little heart, I guess.
Protect the heart in the middle. Like Toxic T here said, it's like an arcade shooter. And there's only two planes. There's one plane and there's one on top, one on bottom. And you're trying to fend off attackers from the middle. A very simple, very arcadey feeling. Did we figure out a story?
No, there wasn't really much of a story. It was just kind of like level to level, and which I guess would be, would that lead into like the next part of it?
Well, at the beginning, it just showed the cat with the heart, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got this heart."
Yeah, and it says in the future, and fighting all this crazy stuff, and all this like amazing things are happening, and then it says, "Oh, and then here's you," and then you get thrust into the action, and you're shooting lasers out of your eyeballs.
No words spoken or no text whatsoever in the game. You're just left to figure out why you're in this kitty universe, what's going on. There was multiple worlds though.
Oh yeah.
The controls, I will say, are really extremely simple. It's really like you use the joystick or like the bumpers, or I believe you can use the buttons as well.
The Y and A buttons, or the left and right buttons, whatever you're playing on, whether it's sideways Joy-Con or your Pro Controller, like what we did.
Because it's easily probably you can play it single Joy-Con.
Well, depending on which button you're pressing, you're shooting the opposite way. So you're not shooting like when you're going this way, shooting this way, you're shooting the other way. Pushing yourself the other way.
It's true. All of it's true. Well, before we get on to graphics, a toast! Kitty Kitty Pow Pow.
Kitty Kitty Pow Pow. It's a robot kitty.
Now, graphics. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the graphics?
I would have to say the graphics are really simplistic. Like it's probably nothing like really like old school Mario, but probably like less than Super Nintendo Mario graphics, like less than Super Nintendo rated. Very very basic, very one-dimensional type stuff, and nothing really like extreme going on. Other than like a couple little added effects like of the lasers and the special attacks you have and stuff like that is about the most graphically advanced stuff that I've seen.
It reminded me of Super Paper Mario on the Wii. Not necessarily that detailed or anything, but it was everything was so blocky. It definitely relied heavily on shapes. Lots of squares.
Yeah, even the explosions were like diamonds. They weren't actually like they look like explosions.
There was the background is really soft as well. The little characters that you're playing as the cats are really drawn out, and then the background's just like a soft little, like a light shade of blue or a light shade of purple, depending on which world you're in.
It's important to note that I would say that is one thing is the cats are really like pretty cool, like because there's a lot of different designs on them. They have a lot of different characters, and so yeah, they have what was it like 45 different ones or something like that.
At least, yeah.
And each of those are pretty like unique and different looking and stuff like that. So that was pretty good graphic wise.
I'll give them that. Yeah, the kitties that you could unlock were pretty detailed. So at least the few that we ran into within the hour that we played. So.
Right.
Music and sound. I will lead off on this part because the music was probably my highlight. I mean, the game was fine, but the music was pretty calm in between levels. But once you got in the levels, the side scrolling, or not the side scrolling, but the shooting arcadey parts, it got you kind of pumped. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it really amps up quite a bit, and it makes it kind of nice. And then it leads into like a very like you said like a very calming. Kind of thing, like, oh yeah, you did it, enjoy your bask in your victory for a moment before you move on to the next level.
It's a little pat on the back, and then you get shoved into the next thing.
It really is. But yeah, the music might have been my favorite part. It's nothing like you're gonna go out and download or anything, but it's very fitting to the game.
So they have a nice little track in
Yeah,
there. For sure.
I definitely agree. Now gameplay. What can we say about the gameplay?
The gameplay is also very simple. Like you said, it's very two-button kind of oriented. There's not really much more to it than that. Was there something you want to throw in?
I like the different cats that you could get. They have this little thing where you have a Lego-looking like guy who you go to buy your cat, and he like melts the metal, and then you have to hit it with a hammer, and then it turns into an egg or something, and then turns into a cat behind a curtain. And depending, it just gives you a random cat. However, it keeps giving you the same cat over and over again, which was kind of a dislike.
We crafted one particular cat at least 7 times.
Yeah.
I don't think we started counting until like the 4th or 5th time that it recrafted it for us, and which is dumb because we only had like 3 or 4 cats out of 45.
Yeah, it's 45 cats in the game, and we could only seem to get no more than like 6 or 7 in. So yeah, and like he said, like Jackie over here said, we only got like we got literally the same cat like 7 times.
Which is kind of frustrating because it makes you go through the process of buying the cat, crafting the cat, hitting the button each time to craft the cat, and then showing you. And it was just amazing that we got doubles and triples
Yeah,
so early in the game.
There's no like retry button either, so literally you have to start the whole process over. All it does is refund you your money. Because it costs 500 gold just to, which by the way, you get gold throughout the whole like thing. There's the little gold coins that appear. You pick them up, and that's how you buy these little things. And it costs you 500 gold coins to make a cat, and then it just gives them back to you. One thing I will point out though that I did like was they had a level up system, and so you unlock new abilities as you go along, and different attacks to help you out or what have you. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Although the level up system is faulty because when you charge up your bar after shooting all these little knights, you get the little level up icon, and once you hit it, even if there's nothing on the screen to hit, it makes you use it.
Yeah, so it's a little like a one-time pickup and you use it kind of deal. So, and you more or less have cleared the screen of enemies by the time these things even appear. So it's literally just a waste. Like I can see it maybe being functional like in boss fights, but outside of that, like we played the game like you said for over an hour, and I never really saw any other function. And it was always like poorly timed. Like there was other upgrades, like there was one that slows all the enemies down. I saw like a little bit more function out of that, but overall it was just kind of like you use this thing and it doesn't get used on anybody, and you just kind of sit there like, oh okay, that was cool.
That happened. That was my power up.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Thanks for that.
I feel like if they would let you control it, or at least give you like a window, like you have at least till the bar depletes, you can use it. But yeah, it was
Or
just
even just a one-time, like you pick it up and it's a one-time use, and then like it recharges and it spawns again or something like that.
that would have been even better. But for the money that was paid, what do you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's see. Before we get to final thoughts,
Potion.
I'm parched.
Got to recharge.
You're
Okay.
gonna make me spit out my drink. My potion.
My potion.
So Kitty Kitty Pow Pow is on the eShop, and it is $2.99, and it was discounted at 90% off. Bought it for 29 cents. Didn't really spend a whole lot on it. Is it worth your time though? What do you guys think? Do you think it was worth our time?
I would say yes. I would have to say that in terms of not necessarily like a single person, like just playing it by yourself, like you're probably not going to enjoy it very much. Like maybe that might be a thing, but for the most part, this is the game because it does have a nice co-op feature, so that's a thing. And it'd be a good game to get to go with some of your friends because it's really simple. Or you can even if you're a parent, you can play with your kids because it is a everyone rated kind of game. Like it's really simple for you have 2 buttons to work with. Like I feel like it'd be pretty easy to figure it out. So yeah, just that. Tears, did you have thoughts?
Yeah. The top level of the game, there's 2 different levels, and you can play with 2 different players. The top levels seem to be a lot more basic and less enemy heavy, so you could just put your kid up there, or you could have it be more fun and put you up there and have your kid on the bottom just shooting everything.
make your kid do all the work.
Yeah.
I do feel like the game was probably geared more towards kids. While we did have fun with it, I could see my 6 and 5-year-old having a complete blast with it. Or even if I'm just playing with one of them, like you said, either put them on the bottom if I don't like them that day, or put them on the top if I'm feeling nice, and make them feel like that they're actually contributing to the game, and I think they'd have fun. And one thing I really liked about the game was being able to craft different kitties.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
While we did play the game for a full hour, I honestly thought we were only playing for 15 minutes and be done because of how simple it was.
Which is our basis, by the way, for this. Is we kind of cut off at the 15-minute mark. Like, okay, do you want to keep playing this? Do you want to stop playing this? How are we feeling about this? And the overall consensus at that point and continue on was that we want to keep playing this because we are enjoying it. So even after the hour mark, that we were still considering continuing on a little bit.
The game was it was good enough to hold your attention. It's not something I play every day. It's something, like I said, I play with kids, or maybe if you're having a drink with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good fun like that. And finding out what kitties you craft is also something that just grabs you because you want to see what kind of cat you're going to get. And we never did get the pirate kitty.
No,
I want the pirate kitty.
It was a shame. We were all very sad. They kept giving me a sorcerer's kitty.
So yeah, the game, it lasted the longest amount that it would because after an hour we just cut off and nope.
Yep, we have to do our review now.
So yes, you guys
what will we be reviewing next time? Is there any hints or truths? Stay tuned.
So yeah, that's all I got. What about you guys?
Final thoughts. I would say overall I enjoyed the game. I would probably give it, just in terms of I don't know what we're basing this off of, but I would say a 7 out of 10, just in terms of, and that's mostly just the fun factor because the game overall the game was an enjoyable experience.
I think I'd give it a 6 because of they kept giving me the same cats over and over again. But other than that, it was a lot of fun.
If you got the pirate kitty, you'd probably get 8, 9.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be better if
give
you got
me
the
the pirate kitty. Give me
Which I mean, we get it,
Overall, I'd say about 6.5. It was fine. Everything was. There wasn't really anything particularly bad except for getting the repeats after literally having 3 cats.
No wow factor, obviously, but overall, just kind of it'd be good something to chill out to.
It's
not too intense for sure.
it's something you waste your time with and enjoy yourself. So it is worth your 29 cents.
Hey.
All right, well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for checking us out. We will judge you next time.